Hi, it's Linda from Cause and Effect Dog Training again. In video 3, we're going to cover a really important topic, and that's socialising. Socialising to humans means something totally different than it does to dogs, and so it's a bit of an unfortunate term. I prefer to use exposure. So as humans, socialising to us means we go and meet other people and we have a great time and we all get together. But for socialising for a dog, that isn't what it means. When we first get a puppy, it's really important to get that puppy out, experiencing its world, way before those vaccinations are finished, and I'll cover that in a minute. But the reason we do that is a puppy has what we call a critical period that happens anywhere between 4 to 6 weeks and ends around 14 to 16 weeks. During that time, everything your puppy experiences, good, bad or neutral, will stick with it for life. It's also a time in the dog's life where he generalises what he experiences and sees. So it's vital that you get your puppy out to experience the world in a positive or even a neutral way. We just need to not go to the negative associations, but we need to do it safely. The vets, by and large, prefer dogs to not be exposed or out and about in the community until those vaccinations are finished, and I absolutely can understand that. But the reality is more dogs are put down in rescue centres and pounds because of behavioural issues that could have been avoided had they had that critical period socialisation. So how do we do it safely? So we take our puppy to places that he's going to be as an adult. We give him good experiences. We can carry him so he's not being on the ground. We avoid porous surfaces like dirt, grass, things like that where that virus can sit and live. We can take them to areas where there's cement, bitumen, car parks, and you just take your puppy and you sit with him and let him watch the world go by. He's experiencing life, he's experiencing the sights, the sounds, everything that's going on. There's a big hardware store chain who lets dogs into their shop. That's a great place to take a puppy for an experience. He's in a trolley, there's lots of sounds, there's lots of sights, they can see other dogs, they can see other people. It's a great place to take your puppy for experiences. You need to also give your dog tactile experiences, so he needs to walk on different surfaces. So for example, if you're walking down the footpath on a cement path, there might be a metal grate in the middle of it. So walk your puppy on that. Get him used to different feels under his feet. You can also lure him with food and get him up onto slightly raised surfaces so he's a little bit higher off the ground. All these things will make your puppy more resilient and build up his positive feelings for the world in which he's going to live. The reality is some puppies are going to be a little bit timid or a little bit reactive to different things because they don't know what it is. So the most important thing for you to remember is don't force your puppy into those situations. And that can also, be people or other dogs. Instead, take a step back to a distance where they can see these things, but they're relatively feeling okay about it. And we can reward them and give them that good experience. And eventually we can work the distance and make that distance shorter. But if your puppy is showing signs that it might be timid, so it could have its tail tucked, sometimes they'll bark, they'll back away. All those signs are your puppy telling you that it doesn't want to go into that situation or have that interaction. So listen to him and back it off a bit. So the last thing that I'd like to make a point about is a bit of a contentious issue, and that's dog parks. As I said earlier in the video, socialising and exposure isn't about your dog meeting a lot of dogs. Dog parks, by and large, can have long life effects on your dog. If you take a young puppy into a dog park, especially an off-lead dog park where the owners aren't necessarily watching too closely what their dogs are doing, and your puppy has a negative experience, then that can stick with it for life. Generally speaking, dog parks are not a good idea for socialising, and they're not really the greatest idea for adult dogs either.